I'm rolling.
I've never seen these before. Oh, come on, man. Sup peeps, how's it going? Welcome back to another unboxing. Now, I'm gonna just preface this by saying I've waited a very long time for this. This is a very special moment. And I know what you're thinking, Misha, you say that about all of your unboxings. Well, what's that old saying? You can never pick one of your favorite children. They're all special to me. These are all special moments. Now, with that being said, what I have in my hands right here, in this box right here that's in my hands, is now maybe my favorite ever style of boot. It's kind of just catapulted itself, even though I've never owned it. I've never owned one of these before. And yet it's catapulted itself all the way to the top because it just looks that damn good.
Better not be Chuckas.
It's not Chuckas. Although if it were a Chukka boot, it would still be near the top because Chukka boots are made.
It'd be hideous.
So, with that being said, 90% of you probably don't know what this boot is, what kind of style boot this is, but that's okay. So with that being said, 90% of you probably don't even know what the hell this boot is, and that's okay, because today I'm gonna take you on a journey. A journey. We're going on a journey. We're going on a journey to a magical land where badassery and sophistication have met, making beautiful music, shaking the earth to its very core, creating something, everything, but nothing at the same time. Something only known as the Jodhpur Boot. I mean, come on, like seriously. Seriously, look at these. Look at this. Like, this is like if the bad boy at school also came equipped with a 3.5 GPA and he was also into like wine or something. Like this is the guy mom told you to stay away from, but deep down she also wants you to still hang out with him. Like this is badass in sophistication, making sweet chin music. Like I don't know what other synonyms can I come up with? Like this isn't just rockstar. This is rockstar with taste, man. With taste. As you all know, I get speechless every time I come around some new stuff, especially if it's new stuff that I always wanted. I've never owned a pair of these, and now I'm like kicking myself, asking myself, why has it taken me so long? I was buying other stuff, and these were always there. They were always there saying, buy me, Misha, buy me. And I was always like, I want to, but I can't. And I had no reason why. I had no reason. I just did it like a fool. I was a fool, but I'm no longer a fool because I finally pulled the plug. And funny story, I actually didn't. These were actually like, it's gonna hurt me to say that. It's gonna hurt me to say. But you were kind of backup options because I had ordered some shoes from this other company. I'll mention them in another video. And it took them a very, 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 very long time to send me my stuff. And so I got my refund. And with that refund, it was actually the same amount as what these cost. And it hit me, I said, it hit me like a Mack truck. It said, Mishak, now is the perfect time to do what you need to do what you fulfill your destiny. Fulfill our destiny. You've been wanting these for so long, and yet you never got it. It really is like the bad boy that mom doesn't want you to be with, but secretly she does. Because you know it's not good for you, but it feels so right.
I think that was good. Yep. It's like the fact that they get with the bad boys to rebel against what mom wants.
Mom doesn't always know best. Wow. Okay, so for a quick little story time with your favorite host, quick little backstory on the Jodhpur boots. They seem to always get intertwined with Chelsea boots because of the very similar toe portion of the boot. I guess the front half, if you didn't know any better, you would probably think it was a Chelsea, but they're so different from the, I guess, midway portion on the way back, because for one, with Jodhpurs, they're split into two different pieces, two different halves of the shoe. If you were to take off this strap, this harness, whatever you want to call it, this part actually folds forward and it's separate from this portion right here. And so when you do that, it kind of just opens up like a flower. Whereas at Chelsea, it's got the elastic actually. How's that thought? Whereas with the Chelsea, it's got this elastic right around the ankle. And so because of that, it creates a much more simple profile to the entire foot. Whereas opposed to this, it's got, especially with this company, these are both Thursday boot, by the way. With this company, it's got a bit of a slightly more stacked heel as opposed to the Chelsea. I'll kind of put them side by side like that. So this one is a bit higher than with the Chelsea, and this one slopes up and chokes a bit more within the ankle as opposed to the Chelsea. And so, yeah, I mean, looking at it this way, you would kind of think it's the same thing. But looking at it this way, you would kind of think it's the same thing. But then when you reveal everything, that's when it goes, you go, okay, I get it. This is a totally, completely different boot. And so yeah, a few things I want to go over. I would normally say, let's go over some things I like and dislike. I don't have anything that I dislike. So we're just gonna talk about the things that I do like. Besides the obvious, it's beautiful. It kicks ass. It legit could kick some ass. It's fully suede. Like I said before, it's split into two different halves. This one comes forward and this piece comes back. It's got a heel tab in the back, a woven heel tab at that, pull-up tab. The front right here, it's got some, so they purposely made it to have a, I guess, a worn in kind of look to the, like you almost stepped in mud or tar or something, because it's kind of, it's not necessarily a smooth suede anymore. Once you get to the front, it now becomes very rough and rigid, very rough and rigid material. It's kind of like they scrape the suede down to the studs, pretty much. And so that gives it this unique worn in kind of look, like you've owned these for several years. From there, the entire upper is just suede. You've got your lugged outsole, all the way even into the heel. You've got your, I guess, you know, what makes it is this strap that can come undone. Now I've heard some things about the strap not being like the best quality, I guess. But so far, from what I've laid my eyes on, it seems great. It's very thick. It feels very, not sturdy, but it feels very solid for something that's obviously, you know, not solid. But it doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel light. It doesn't feel plasticky. It feels like it's got some quality to it, like it's got some layers, you know, it's layers to this. And that's what this feels like. As you can see right there, it goes forward, and this, if you wanted to, can go backwards. It's very simple in its approach to the design, but it's very unique and complex because it looks unlike anything besides the Chelsea. It looks, you know, unlike any other boot. But yeah, this part, I'm pretty sure if you wanted to, you can take both straps out completely. I don't know why you would do that, but from what I'm looking at, it looks possible. Goes through this loop to keep it intact. It's got a Goodyear welt, so that bad boy is fastened on. No water is getting in. It's gonna take a whole lot to get this off. And the good thing about the Goodyear welt is that it's resolable. It's resolable. And so, yeah, if you wanted to go ahead and get it redone, you can just go ahead and get a new sole slapped onto it and it looks as good as new. That's pretty much it. As always, I'm gonna do a full-on review after I've worn it a few times, after I've broken it in, after I've given it, you know, the good old right there Fred. I think these are gonna last me a really long time. I'm pretty sure they're gonna last me a really long time. I think I've pretty much covered everything. This is the olive green, the dark olive suede. This is the Rogue. I guess I should have started with that. This is the Rogue boot from Thursday. It's their take on the Jodhpur. I think, in my opinion, this is the best style Jodhpur out on the market, because with this one, I like my boots to sit as high as possible in the ankle. I don't like any kind of mid-cut boot or anything like that, unless it's a chukka and it's meant to be that way. But if we're talking a high, if we're talking a high top boot, I want it to sit high. I don't want it to be mid-cut. I don't want it to be low. And with other Jodhpurs out on the market that I've seen, because I've gone through quite a bit trying to find the right one, none of them are nearly as high as this. They are probably a little bit higher than this Chelsea, and it looks fine, but it's not what I'm looking for. And so yeah, Thursday, they're my favorite boot company. They've been my favorite boot company for years now. Bang for buck, I think they do the best job out there when it comes to quality, price, and selection. I don't think you can go wrong with this. I encourage you to step outside your box, buy something like this. It is a boot at the end of the day, so it's gonna run a little bit big. So if you wear like a 9.5 or a 10, I would suggest sizing down to maybe a 9, maybe an 8.5 if you're feeling, you know, crazy and rambunctious. But I got the size 9. I normally wear a size 9.5. All of my Thursday boots are in the 9, except for the Chelseas, they're in the 8.5. But yeah, if you're thinking about picking up some of these, I highly suggest sizing down. My oldest pair of Thursdays are my Chelseas. I've had them for about maybe 3-4 years now, and they still look incredible. They still feel incredible. I can't recommend this brand enough. Like I always said, I not only want to just show you guys styles and different products, but I want to show you guys, you know, your best bang for buck. I don't want you to go out there, get ripped off by these other companies that's going to charge a whole bunch for some crap. I want to show you some good stuff that you can go buy and feel good about, especially if you're trying out something new. All right, so that's pretty much it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We just crossed 50 subscribers. The channel's been doing really good in my estimation lately. And yeah, let's just keep this ball rolling. I really appreciate all the feedback. I'm gonna say that every video because I'm not gonna take it for granted. Make sure, once again, just tell somebody about it. If somebody's into style and somebody's into fashion, you know, let them know about your boy. But yeah, just hit that like button, subscribe, comment. I'm always gonna be bringing content. I've got tons of content in mind. And with that being said, I'm gonna sign off there, and until we put the pieces together again. Later.